You've built your first website, but when you try to open it on another device, nothing shows up. That's because your website needs a place to live on the internet. This is where web hosting comes in. Without hosting, your website is just a bunch of files sitting on your computer. But with the right web hosting, your site becomes accessible to anyone, anywhere. In this video, we'll break down what web hosting is, how it works, and the best website hosting options for beginners, including free hosting, shared hosting, and paid hosting services like GoDaddy. Let's get started. Web hosting is a service that allows your website to be stored on a special computer called a server, so people can access it anytime through the internet. Think of it like renting an apartment for your website. Instead of keeping your files on your personal computer, web hosting stores them on a remote server that's always connected to the internet. Here's how web hosting works. 1. You upload your website files, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, images, databases, to your hosting provider server. 2. When someone types your domain name, their browser sends a request to the server where your site is hosted. 3. The hosting server processes the request and sends back the necessary files. 4. The browser renders your website, and the user sees it on their screen. When it comes to building a website, not all hosting is the same. There are different types of web hosting, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. Let's break down the main ones so you can figure out which is right for you. First up, we have shared hosting. This is where multiple websites share the same server, kind of like renting an apartment with roommates. It's affordable and super easy to set up, making it perfect for beginners or small websites. But there's a downside. If one site on the server hogs resources, your site might slow down too. Still, it's a great starting point. Examples: Bluehost hosting or GoDaddy. Next, we've got VPS hosting, which stand for Virtual Private Server. Think of it like living in your own condo. You still share the physical building, but you've got your own dedicated space. This gives you more power and control than shared hosting and is great for growing websites that need more flexibility and better performance. Examples: SiteGround and InMotion hosting. Now, if you're running a big website with lots of traffic, dedicated hosting might be the way to go. Here, your website gets an entire server all to itself. No sharing with anyone else. This means top-notch performance, stronger security, and complete control. Of course, all that power comes with a price, so it's usually best for larger businesses or high-traffic sites. Examples: Liquid Web and A2 hosting. If you need flexibility and reliability, cloud hosting is a fantastic option. Instead of relying on one server, your website runs on multiple servers in the cloud. This setup makes your site faster, more reliable, and easy to scale as your needs grow. Plus, you only pay for what you use, which is great for businesses that expect fluctuating traffic. Examples: Amazon AWS, Google Cloud, DigitalOcean. And finally, there's free hosting. As the name suggests, it doesn't cost a thing, perfect for testing, learning, or running small personal projects. But keep in mind, it often comes with limitations like ads, slower speeds, and restricted storage. Still, for beginners or hobbyists, it could be a good place to start. Examples: GitHub Pages, Infinity Free, Netlify. So, which hosting is right for you? If you're just starting out, shared hosting might be all you need. But if you're planning something bigger or need more control, VPS, dedicated, or cloud hosting could be a better fit. And if you just want to experiment, free hosting is a great way to dip your toes in without spending a dime. When you're picking the right hosting, it really comes down to what you need. Here are a few things to keep in mind. First, budget. If you're just starting out, shared hosting is easy on the wallet. But if you need better performance, look into VPS or cloud hosting. Next, think about speed and performance. You'll want hosting that offers SSD storage, a CDN to speed things up, and reliable, fast servers. Security is also huge. Make sure your hosting includes things like SSL certificates, regular backups, and DDoS protection to keep your site safe. And don't forget about customer support. Having 24/7 help can be a lifesaver if something goes wrong. Finally, think about scalability. If you're planning to grow, cloud hosting might be the smartest long-term choice. At the end of the day, it's all about matching your hosting to your goals and future plans. Got your hosting sorted? Awesome. Now, let's take things a step further. Have you ever wondered how browsers actually work to display your website? In our next video, we're diving into how web browsers process and render websites, so you can better understand what's happening behind the scenes. If that sounds interesting, make sure to subscribe to Frontend Repo and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.